Welcome everyone to Star Wars Podracing tournament. It's time for Domirae versus Goofbrush. This is going to be one exciting race because these are two very professional players.
Yeah, I'm very much looking forward to this. This is the match that determines who gets first seed, actually. Who, if Domirae wins, he is guaranteed first seed. And should he lose, I think we have a three-way tie for first place in the first group. So that would be quite interesting. I think it would come down to the points difference then. So yeah, pretty high stakes here actually.
I mean, Dom haven't lost a single match in his group, right?
Yeah, Dom is currently 3-0, while Goofbrush is 2-1. So if Goof wins here, they're both 3-1. And there's another player in the group who's already 3-1, that would be King Bean Dips, so yeah. Quite interesting. Basically, if Dom wins, he takes the group win. King Bean will be second and Goof third. And if Goof wins, we have a three-way tie for first.
And I'm not really keeping track there, but I think Dom is chasing a lot of world records, isn't he? I mean,
yeah, he's definitely up there, especially with full tracks. I think he recently got all 50 full track records actually. So yeah,
all right.
He's grinding the ILs. So like you can already see that currently on Beatles Wild Ride, this is going to be our first track. And to me, it was quite a surprise to see that because this is one of Goofbrush's favorite tracks, and he's pretty good here. And this is actually one of Dom's least favorite tracks. So this was pretty unexpected, but maybe that's part of the reason why Dom actually went here.
It's a challenge.
So what do you think about this track? Do you like it?
I think that for being in the first circuit, I mean, it's really tricky compared to the tracks. I think this ice road is the most dangerous of them all.
Mm-hmm.
With that exit, I don't like it. And yeah, I mean, there's lots of ice spots, and I myself have banned this track a few times because I haven't really got myself confident in it.
All right, pilots are on their way, and they're pretty well synced, I'd say. I don't think we need to sync this. And there's already a death from both of them. Oh my god, what is happening? The problem for Goof here is he also missed the ice tunnel, so Goof is probably like 2 or 3 seconds behind now, but they're both gonna feel like they might have already lost the race here, dying in the first 10 seconds. Certainly not helping the nerves here. Well, let's see if they can keep it clean from here. Dom certainly looks a bit tilted with the look back. What a start.
It's a big hit to the morale, that's for sure.
But even though both of them died once, Dom is ahead by probably around 3 to 4 seconds because Goof had to take the long way there because of the death. Dom going for tent, making it into the tent without crashing, and Goof electing to not go through the tent, keeping it safe here, but losing a little bit more time still. And another crash from Goofbrush. Ooh.
Yeah, he did the classical slide at the backside of the pod into the wall. That's so easily.
Yeah. Especially on low FPS interaction, that can happen very quickly. Well, that's gotta hurt for Goof, but there's another crash for Dom as well, and well, he's still ahead by a long shot, but he cannot afford to crash again. Like if there's another crash for Dom, then Goof will take the lead. But there's another crash for Goof. Well.
Oh yeah, they are both doing the.
And another crash for Dom. Well, guys, okay. This is not what I expected. There has to be some nerves here. Well, it's not an easy track, but it's certainly not a very hard track. Of course, it's tournament, so it's always different than just doing these as the IL, like in the comfort of your home and being able to reset every time you can. But wow, both of them have died 3 times, but Dom's still ahead here by a few seconds. If he doesn't die, he wins. And it doesn't look like he crashes.
I mean, they were both giving everything. They took the most optimal route, and they didn't do it with care either. So they really bet everything.
They did, and they both certainly thought they lost this, and well, Dom didn't in the end, even though he crashed 3 times. Yeah, interesting.
Yeah, 1 death apart, Aprox.
Well, that's 1-0 in favor of Dom. And now we're going to see the permabans. So Goofbrush took out Grapevine Gateway. Then Dom followed up with Abyss. Goofbrush also taking out Firemon Rally, and we're just waiting for the 4th permaban here from Dom. And it's the Zaga challenge. So Grapevine, Abyss, Fire Mountain, and Zaga are out. We're not going to see this today. And now we're going to see a pot ban and a temporary track ban.
Banning Zaga, that's...
I think Dom is afraid of the skips here. I think that's why he bans it, if I had to guess. Because he wouldn't even know what Goof would do. Goof might even try the MFG skip here, and well, I don't think Dom wants to deal with that, so that's probably why he does this. So Baru Coast is our next track.
And with Ben temporarily banned. So we're gonna see Mars, maybe?
Yeah, Mars would certainly be the second best pick here. I'm not sure I agree with this from Goof's point of view, because well, Dom is pretty good here on Mars, I know that, and he likes to do it as well. So since Goof didn't ban Mars, well, let's just see what happens, I guess. But right now, I wouldn't agree with this as a good pick. Dom's temp ban was Bumpy's Breakers. Well, Baru Coast, arguably the hardest ban track in the game. Some even say the hardest track in the game. Certainly has the hardest individual sections in the game. At least if you play it with Ben. If you play here with Mars, it's a little bit easier. But it's still quite tricky because you can hold a lot of boosts. And actually, if you play it well, you won't underheat at all here with Mars. Or just very little. And it's pretty hard to achieve while keeping it clean. So let's see what happens here. It's a very volatile track. So given that we have already seen 6 deaths on Beatles Wild Ride, I wouldn't be surprised if there's some more going to be coming our way here.
I gotta ask, with a lot of pods, you see the players going at the bridge part, they've tried to fly above that mountain part.
Yeah, they do.
Before a being skip. Is it possible to fly over that mountain part with Mars? Or
yes, I'm pretty sure it is. So you mean that you don't land in the middle and keep your boost, right?
Yeah.
It is possible, but only if you play on lower FPS or traction. But at the same time, it's not really needed. It doesn't have a big benefit to do this. Even though it might look like it's faster, it really isn't.
Okay.
At least not by a lot. Oh, you could just see Dom in his practice holding the boost after this white bridge right there. Before the white bridge, I mean. It's pretty tricky, especially if you try it with Ben. And it's pretty high risk, actually. I'm surprised he'd go for this in an actual tournament match.
Yeah. I wonder if Dom is going for alternative skin for Mars. And does it look as wide as Mars? I wonder if that affects your mentality somehow.
Well, it might. it doesn't affect your hitbox, so you're still basically controlling the same pot, so it doesn't give you any benefit. But maybe it's a psychological thing. Who knows?
Yeah.
Anyway, we're off here, and it looks like we're pretty well synced again. I like to see that. All right, so far so good. They made it through the first 15 seconds without crashing this time. Let's see how long they can keep this up. Both taking the right path next to the palm tree. It's a low risk involved there, but yeah, if you mess up, you can still die there.
I think Goof was holding a slight longer boost than Dom as well.
Yeah. Goof with a little bit more off throttle during these hairpins here, and Dom holding a better boost. So, oh, there's a crash from Dom. Well, that's a very, very common spot to crash in, because right there you want to boost as soon as you can, but you're boosting through a basically right-left switchback. So it's kind of risky to like immediately reboost there, but of course you want to do it. And another crash for Dom. Oh, wow. Dom really crash prone today. I don't know if it's the nerves or just a bad day. Maybe he's already tilted. But yeah, 2 crashes. That's pretty rough. And yeah, I mean, we all know that Dom is known for his high risk playstyle, and there's a third one. What?
What's happening? Oh. Yeah, this is very unusual, Dom.
It is. Luckily for him, he won the first track, so at least he has that going. But yeah, he's probably already done with this track in his mind now, because like 3 crashes in the first lap, well, it's hard not to be tilted from that.
Yeah, and he should be practiced. We can ask him about it, but he should be.
Oh, I mean, certainly,
with Mars on Maru. Yeah.
He certainly knows what he should be doing here. Maybe he's just going too risky. I mean, that's a dumb thing, right?
Yeah. It's everything or nothing. But I mean, Goof is so steady right now.
Yeah, that he is. He hasn't crashed so far. That's a very, very clean race from Goof so far. Although you have to mention he is taking much fewer risks than Dom is, which, well, on a track like this is probably a good idea. Still, a 118 is a pretty solid time.
Well, what is world record standard for a lap on this?
Well, if you go with Mars, probably a 116. I would guess. I just know if you do the 3-lap with Mars, you can get like a 352. But you could not get this in tournament, of course. It's like under IL conditions when you can reset as much as you want. Under conditions like these, I would say maybe like a 355, 56 would be very solid already, and I think Goof is on pace for that.
Yeah, I mean, doing tournament with nerves and everything, and still being so close to world record, that's solid work. No?
Oh, for sure. And well, Goof has this in the back, basically. Dom is 4 deaths behind at this point, so I don't see Goof dying 4 times in the last parts here. Oh, that's one.
As soon as you say it. Commentator's curse.
Yeah,
Goof.
But it was only 1. I don't think he's gonna die like 3 more times. He can afford 1 more death and still be like ahead by a mile, so. Yeah, Goof taking it and evening it up here, 1-1. And he's gonna be probably angry at himself now that he choked it on track 1, because Beatles Worldwide, it's one of his best tracks, and he knows he could have had the win there. But now it's only 1-1, and Dom has the counter pick advantage. Let's see what's gonna happen next.
Not happy.
Yeah, of course he isn't. 7 deaths in 2 races is, well, it's not up to his standards. Let's be real. All right. And if anyone joining in just now, this is a best of 7, and this is the decider for the group 1. So whoever takes, well, no, if Dom wins this, he takes first place in Group 1. If Goof wins here, we have a 3-way tie for first place in Group 1, with King being Dom and Goof being 3-1 in that case, and then it would come down to points difference. So yeah, quite the stakes here. Let's see how this goes. It's 1-1 currently, and Domirae has the next counter pick, so he has the counter pick advantage currently.
Maybe that was affecting Dom. Maybe he's chasing that 5-0 victory in the group.
Well, I mean, he certainly is. He would guarantee first place if he wins here. So, and well, the next track is determined. We're gonna go to Executioner. Full track, 3 laps, and upgrades. Now, Bolt's Roar was banned, so I'm very much expecting a ban mirror.
I think we need to mention for new viewers that when we say they're doing it safe, it's still very, very risky when it comes to this game. It's there's still lots of skills involved. They're not just doing a chill Sunday drive here.
Oh yeah, I mean, playing it safe on this level is still super risky.
Yep.
But they both know how to take even more risks than that. But then again, why would you do it in tournament if you don't absolutely have to? Now, Executioner is another pick where I would say it's probably not the strongest pick ever, because Dom knows that Goof is very solid here. So I think when it comes to pick ban, to counter pick strategy, they're both kind of sandbagging here. I'm not gonna lie. This doesn't look like the very much like a well thought out pick ban strategy from either of them here. I can't say I'm too surprised though, because it's still a group stage, so they both probably don't want to show their best cards yet and want to save them for the bracket. But still, this feels like sandbagging pick and ban from both of them. The tampon was the Bunte Classic. Now, in general, I would say this track is very consistent. They're both using pretty high traction here to have good control in the gravity tubes and to easily hold the last boost of the lap. But there's still a few hazards on this track that could easily catch you off guard if you don't pay close attention, especially if you use the strat that Goof uses here to enter the first tube. It can go wrong, but I think he looks pretty consistent at it, so let's see what happens. Barring any mistake, I would say Dom probably has the pace advantage here, at least very slightly. But yeah, any small mistake from Dom and Goof could easily take it.
The most treacherous part is the exit of the first tunnel. What can you do to survive that? Because I keep thinking that I know how to do it, and then it still throws me to the death.
Yeah, if you don't know exactly what to do, it feels very inconsistent, but essentially you just have to let go of everything. Just hold thrust, don't steer, don't nose up, don't nose down, and you'll be fine. And don't boost. That's basically the trick to it. Just do nothing. Just hold your accelerator. Don't touch anything else, and you'll be fine. Even if you have the wrong orientation.
Okay, so it doesn't matter if you exit the tunnel upside down. It still goes down. So
it matters if you don't do what I just said. But if you just let go of everything but thrust, it doesn't matter if you're upside down. All right, we're off. I think this time we can do with a little sync here. Let's see if I still remember how to do this.
yeah, Dom is ahead.
Yep, there we go.
Nice.
So far, so good.
No early death. That's confidence boost.
Very encouraging. That was very risky from Goof, but that's gonna do a lot of good for him concerning his heat, because he used more of the fast terrain. And there we see the first small mistake from Dom. Pretty hard to catch there, but if you paid attention, you saw he lost his boost while being on low heat. So he actually underheated there, which means he probably lost a few tenths. So I would guess that Goof could actually be slightly ahead by a few tenths, depending on how clean the beginning was. And yeah, okay, this time Dom at least didn't underheat. So yeah, Goof is ahead by, I would say, 2 or 3 tenths here.
It's a very even race.
Yeah, for sure. And I would expect Dom to make this up just through being slightly more risky overall, taking slightly better lines. So this could come down to a very, very tight margin at the end. But we're still on lap 2, so let's see what happens here on the second tube entry. Wow, that's honestly impressive. Taking that much risk here on Goof's side, but again, it's going to do him a lot of good because he can use the fast terrain very efficiently, while Dom seemingly makes the same mistake again he did on lap 1, canceling his boosts and underheating in the process. And what it also means is he's not going to enter the last tube at the highest heat he can, so he's going to use even less of the fast terrain here. Yeah, this is going to add up. I would say Goof is probably ahead by more than half a second at this point, just through the two heat mistakes that Dom made here. Yeah, it's about half a second. So Dom needs a extremely good last lap, or he needs to rely on Goof to make a mistake either during the lap or at the very end. Okay, third tube entry here. Let's see how... Goof is probably going to go for it again. Hopefully it works for him again. It doesn't! Oh, man. What a way to go. Well, that's how you can pay sometimes for... And you see right there, he boosted just before the exit, and that's why he crashed.
He must have known. He must have known that they were
Probably. But, well, I can just say that's what you get sometimes. That's what you get sometimes. You think something is super consistent in practice, then you do it in tournament and it goes wrong, and you pay for it. So, was it really worth taking the risk for maybe gaining half a tenth per lap? You tell me.
Well, it looked like they was about to do, but yeah.
It looked like, but then it didn't.
Oh, that's a heartbreaker. Oh, man.
See, and that's why sometimes, or maybe I would say even all the time, if you have something that has risk involved and it only saves like very, very little time, don't do it in tournament. Don't be that guy or girl or else.
Is that why they say don't do roof strategy on the Abyss?
Precisely.
Yeah.
It's the same concept. So yeah, tournament is all about avoiding these risks that don't have that much of a payoff. And well, you see, here's the best example why you want to avoid them. Now, Dom takes the lead again, 2-1, and it's Goof's turn to pick.
It seems like for Goof, that was his safe entrance. Doing the wall jump into the tunnel is something he apparently never could do.
Well, yeah, it's pretty easy to learn though, to be fair. Anyway, Dom took this because he didn't crash. So you win tournaments.
They're both aware of their mistakes as well, so...
Oh yeah, I would have been surprised if they weren't. But yeah, there's the obvious mistakes, the ones that you saw from Goof on lap 3 where he crashes. And there's the mistakes that are pretty hard to catch, at least for someone who's not that used to watching this game at a high level, where someone just loses his boost for like a second, but well, can cost you a few tenths, like you saw on Dom's part there on lap 1 and 2. And we already have a fourth track determined here. And we're gonna go to Spice Mine Run. 3 laps, full track, upgrades. No forces.
Last track of the first circuit.
That it is.
But a very safe one. I'd say the most dangerous part is that weird platform going up and down.
You mean the dozer?
Yeah, no, that was it. But I meant the platform in the downhill tunnel that goes up and down.
Oh, the
in the rain.
minecart. I
Yeah.
see. Yeah, I mean, it's a bit treacherous, but I would expect both of these players, especially since they're on Ben, to know exactly where it is at any point. So I don't think we're going to see a death to that. I would say at the level these two are playing at, the most dangerous section by far is the very end of lap 3. The very ending. It's one of the most difficult endings in the game, actually. At least if you want to do it really, really well. And even on laps 1 and 2, it's pretty dangerous to navigate through there because you have to cut these corners very tightly. And it's very easy to clip one of these edges and just blow up. So, yeah, that's for sure the most treacherous section of this track.
It goes to show how much knowledge you actually need in this game for doing top-notch performance.
Oh yeah,
I don't think I'm even near to be aware of all these things.
Yeah, honestly, at the surface level, this game looks pretty simple. But the more you dive into it, the more you figure out about it, the more you realize how much depth there is in this game. If you want to figure out everything and do all the right things, it's not as straightforward as it might seem at first glance. Oh, also, yeah, the section that Goof just left right here is also very, very difficult, the spiral tunnel, because you have to hack the very, very inside all the time if you want to be as fast as you can. And it's very, very easy if you go risky here and you try to stay on the very most inside of this long corner to just hit the wall and lose a bunch of speed or crash. And it basically has very low gains for the amount of risk you have to take to get these gains. But at this level, you have to do it. All right, here we go. 4th track, Spice Mine Run.
Yeah.
And
I like how they haven't... Yeah.
Yeah, you can see how both of them are not skipping the cutscene immediately. And this is to manipulate the placing of the minecart. So the minecart already starts moving while they're still in the cutscene. So by waiting a few seconds, they change where the minecart will be on all 3 laps to their advantage. And they also change, which is even more important, where the big dozer will be on lap 3. So by doing this, if they arrive on good pace on lap 3 at the point where the dozer normally would be, which would be in front of this 3-way crossroad, they have a little gap to go through, which they normally wouldn't have if they did skip this, if they would have skipped this cutscene immediately. So that's why they did this right there.
I had no idea about that.
Yeah, it's something that we figured out with time, I guess. It definitely helps, especially if you do like world record attempts. Here, the dozer will be always in your way once you arrive there if you don't do this little manipulation by waiting out the cutscene. So yeah.
I think, can we do some syncing between these?
Yeah, I put in the sync. Maybe I need to put in a bit more.
It's, yeah, goofbrush is ahead.
All right, let's try this. Yeah, the CPUs I used on various tracks actually to do. Oh, wow, I synced the wrong guy. I'm sorry. I will fix this.
That's good.
So on AQC bumpy breakers and on Sunken City, you can use the AI to change which doors are opening and closing on laps 2 and 3. And on Bunte Classic and Bunte Training Course, you can use AI for you to break rocks. And on some other tracks, you can just use the AI, so you start a little bit more on the left side, which is technically a slightly better line, but it's extremely marginal, like the amount of time you gain from that.
Okay.
Yeah, I guess I need to sync one more second on Goof's side. All right, here we go. Just in time for lap 3, we're synced. And it looks like Dom is slightly ahead here. They're on similar heat, and I think Dom has a lead of about 3 to 4 tenths. Which could all still change at the very end. Like I said, the very, very end, the last like 3-4 corners are by far the hardest part of this track. And now you can see the dozer. You can see a small gap where they can go through. If they didn't do the cutscene manipulation, they would have needed to clip through the tread, and that has a high risk of killing you. All right. It basically comes down to who can have higher heat at the very end. But Dom has already an advantage of like probably half a second at this point. So that's quite a lot of time to lose. But then again, like I said, the hardest part is just coming up right here. Maintaining high heat and good lines through these corners is so difficult. Dom looks like he has a really good lead though, and he only has one more corner to go, and this looks like a win for Dom. Yep, Dom takes this. And it's a 3:39. That's so strong. That's really impressive. That's really impressive.
I like how they haven't gone for skips as well. They have both tried to challenge each other purely on racing with the best time. I appreciate that.
3:39 in the tournament is absolutely nuts. I don't know if Goof has gotten a 3:39 by now, but if not, there's only like 2 people who have even gotten this time in IL. So yeah, that's very, very strong. Heads off. All right, Goof under pressure here. This is rough, a really rough spot for him. So he has to win his next pick, and then he has to win on 2 of Dom's picks. And Dom still has all forces left. So has Goof. So I would assume that he uses all of his forces here.
Are they going Doug Derby?
Does look like Doug Derby. Now, are they going skips?
And
that would be so fun to see.
Because it's a very minor skip, isn't it?
No. It used to be, but it's a major skip now because, well, it's essentially a lap skip. The 3-lap record is 27 seconds. And the fast lap record is 4.5 seconds. They're not going to do times like this, but they're going to do like low to mid 30s. Wait, did they ban one sand edge? Oh, they did. Oh, okay. So they banned the best pot to do this skip with. So they're going to be... wait, they banned even more pots? Yeah, okay. So they banned one sand edge, they banned Mask Rule, and they banned Bullseye Navia. So the 3 best pots to do this with are banned. So let's see what they come up with here now. I'm pretty much expecting both of them to pick either different pots or both of them to pick neither key. Let's see. I'm kind of thinking neither key, both of them, but we'll see. This is gonna be fun. Because this skip is pretty easy to mess up, actually.
Are you telling me that they have practiced this skip with neither key?
Yeah. I'm pretty sure they did. I know Dom definitely has with no upgrades. He picked that in the finals last year versus me. And I'm pretty sure Goof has practiced this or he wouldn't have picked it. So yeah, very much expecting neither key here. Yeah, there you go, you see? Called it. And I think Dom will do the same. But I'm pretty sure Dom is not super practiced here with full upgrade to neither key. I'm not sure he saw this coming at all. But he's definitely going to be ready to do this. I don't expect him to not know what to do at all. Oh, and Goof already made a mistake in practice here, unloading the track. That's what I mean. It's very easy to mess this skip up because there's a lot of things that you can do wrong. You can mess up the climb, go too far right. You can leave the track too late, like both of them did right here, and unload the track you want to land on. You can not have enough height and not make it back onto the track you want to land on and crash out of bounds and respawn at a bad spot. You can do what Dom just did, just slip off and crash into the wall to your right. There's so many things that can go wrong here, even though it looks so simple. So doing this under tournament conditions is very nerve-wracking. And you see Goof unloaded the track again, and that's basically the worst thing that can happen. It's even worse than slipping off and crashing. So they're both going to be thinking right now, oh dear, because none of them has gotten it even once in practice.
It looks like they try to shake off all their bad luck in their practice.
Yeah, it really does.
Oh, what have they gotten into?
And again, oh man, I hope Goof knows what he's doing wrong here, because it doesn't look like he does. And neither does Dom. They're both just unloading the track. I mean, they should know what they have to do here. Come on, guys. I know it's tournament, but still, you can do this.
Yeah, so
there it is.
Match point.
Oh yeah, patched. That would be hilarious. The devs just patched it, and both of them got it. Okay, that's already looking better.
And now here we go. Pressure. The pressure of doing it again.
Yep.
It actually needs to.
But yeah, I mean, I can relate. This is very stressful. Doing this in tournament or doing this in RTA runs as well. It's, oh man, it's so nerve-wracking. Even if you know 100% what to do and when to do it and where to do it, it can go wrong so quickly and it will lose you so much time.
Is there any collision to that rock formation?
The one they're jumping over?
Yeah.
Yeah, and it extends up pretty high, so much higher than you can see. Well, this could be quite interesting. It could be over really quickly, but you could also be in for quite some fun here. Let's see.
Okay, control the nerves.
All right, I'm going to sync Dom real quick. It's 1.7.
Okay. They managed to get off, both of them.
And Goof dies on the ramp. Not the worst thing that can happen here. He can redo immediately. Of course. Oh, what? Again? Well, that's the kind of thing you don't want to see happening. And I bet he rarely sees this happen in practice. But now it happens in tournament. It's gonna affect him. Let's hope this counts. It does. Okay. He can still make this up. Dom is not that far ahead. Dom took quite a long time to set up the second one, and he makes it. Takes another crash. Goof is close. Goof is very close to Dom. Dom is struggling to get the climb. I think Goof is ahead now. Yes. If Goof makes this, he wins. Just needs to make it over. Keep it clean. Oh, let's hope this counts. Here it does, and Goof takes it. Makes it 3-2. Yep. And you could see just the cleaner execution from Goof there made up the 2 deaths, because Dom was struggling to get the angle for the climb.
He was so Goof on the last one.
Goof is still in this. He's still in this. But now he has to win on 2 of Dom's picks, and Dom has all of his forces left. I agree with Mike, though. I want to see race 7. So I hope Goof at least takes 1 from Dom still here.
Yeah, that would be really exciting. Dom putting in a note on his time, slow AF.
Yeah, classic.
He's not happy.
He's never happy. So I'm curious what we're going to see from Dom now. I would still think he would keep sandbagging, in quotation marks, the pick ban. So none of them will show their best picks here for sure. They will save them for bracket. But I'm still curious. Ooh. Wow, I did not see that coming.
It might look like Savage Who is gonna make it, because it's a short one. It's Speedway, Mangasa Speedway.
Exactly, it's 3 laps, Mangasa Speedway, full track. Haha, funny. With upgrades. So shortest full track in the game. The record is just 39 seconds. We might even see a 39 here in tournament. I would not be surprised. Tom already got one. Maybe Goof can get one too. We'll see. The thing is, one mistake and you lose. This doesn't matter how good you are. You cannot make up a crash here at all. It's impossible. So if you crash here and your opponent doesn't, then you lose. So usually that's why this is a good pick for an outsider or for like an underdog to take, because even if your opponent is much better than you, if your opponent crashes, you will probably win. So given that Dom is the slight favorite in this matchup, I once again do not agree with this pick being a good pick. But hey, I'm just a commentator. What do I know?
Well, you have been champion for the past year, so
Yeah, but yeah, again, I think they're sandbagging the pick ban, so that's probably why he's doing this. Anyway, I really like this track in tournament because it's so short and it's so cool to see, because it's like a dance on a knife's edge here, because you know your opponent probably isn't gonna die. And you probably aren't going to die, but that means you have to take more risks, so you win, even if both don't die. But that means you are more likely to die, and, you know, you have to find the balance here. Like, how much risk do you actually put in here?
yeah, knowing these guys, they're probably going full risk.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised, although the practice from Goof doesn't look full risk. It's definitely risky, but it's not full risk.
Maybe he's aware of the practice jinx. That's at least for me. When I practice before a race, I never do a full lap because I feel like I would mentally put a jinx on myself. That okay, I made a perfect lap. Now I need to do it again, and it just usually never does.
I see. Yeah. What? Dom is pretty consistent here, but again, it's tournament, so match point for Dom. If Dom wins here, he wins Group 1.
Yes.
If Goof wins, we're gonna go to track 7. Dom already on the starting menu. Goof's still warming up here. We're gonna see him open the menu soon. Hover over restart race. And then once they both click on restart, we're gonna see track 6. Again, match point for Dom. Goof has to win. Oh, that's the perfect sync right here. Let's see what happens now. Pretty clean first turn from both of them, no crash. I think Dom took it slightly better.
Oh, that was
decent
so
hairpin.
close.
Both of them keeping the boost. Overall, slightly better lap for Dom, but not by much.
That's insane.
They're both very fast here at the moment. Dom used slightly less heat, but took slightly better line. Overall, Dom probably still ahead, even though he looks behind, because he used less heat. So it comes down to who uses more heat at the end here. Who has the better ending? This looks like a pretty good ending from Dom. But I think Goof had the better ending. Oh, I didn't catch it. 39-8. Oh, okay. Dom takes it with a 39-8-7. And that means Dom wins 4-2 and takes the win in Group 1.
There's barely any time to react. Oof.
Yeah, GG's. And hello, Dom, and congratulations for winning Group 1. And hey, Goof, congrats on taking third.
Thanks.
That was a interesting start match that we had there.
Mm-hmm, certainly.
Oh
Yeah,
gosh.
we were really wondering what was happening.
Yeah, we were the top 2 seeded players going against each other there. Nobody will know that by watching, but the first 2 races, oh my word. 7 deaths in 2 races. That's what I had to start my match out. That's something.
Oh yeah, this is my first time playing the game, so
Yeah. Yikes. I don't even know. That Betos, like, I was getting consistent mid to low 238s the entire time of the past 2 days and when I was warming up today, and I just couldn't do anything.
Well, you know, that's tournament for you.
Yep. And like, how many times have I done Mars on Baruchos because of, you know, like RTA setting and practice and all that, and I somehow die 3 times in the first lap? Like, bruh.
I mean, we could definitely tell that you were still tilted from Betos, and then you even tilted yourself more because you died like 3 times on lap 1 already, so yeah.
Yeah, I was listening to a song for the first two races that I had been listening to the entire tournament. It's been doing me good just on loop. And after those two races, I said, I'm switching off this song. So I switched songs, switched mentality, and then just was better.
I see.
It took EXC to feel better, that's for sure.
So you can just blame the song, right?
Yeah, exactly.
All right.
And EXE, I know that you were ahead of me, Goof, but what kept happening to me was as I was coming out of that first tube, I'd boost and I kept catching slightly too much of the hill on the left, and it would pop me barely into the air, and I lost my boost both of the times lap 1 and 2. Yeah. So I kept underheating slightly and then not being able to use as much fast terrain, and it was just rough.
Did you go for the boost holds because of that?
No, I didn't. I didn't feel like dying to the door. So I was just like, let's just tilt through and accept the time loss, whatever.
Yeah, I mean, these two mistakes basically were what put Goof like half a second behind on lap 3. But yeah, then the entry death happened and everything was gone.
Yeah. That's why I jump in. I don't trust that thing in tournament. Heck, yep. I didn't even do it in my PB. I didn't even go straight in my PB. So I'm done with that for now. Until I have to.
I mean, it's a better choice in my opinion. But yeah.
And also, when you jump in, if you don't aim towards the middle of the tube and you just aim towards the edge of the yellow, you never get put into the no tilting mode. So you can always move in the tube how you want. So that's not even a concern.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was an interesting match. I was confused by the Spice Mine pick, although I do like where you were thinking, because I could have easily died on one of those corners. And
yeah, I just
did
wanted
a really solid time. So.
Oh, that time was super impressive, man. Seriously, there was some very clean racing.
Yeah, I don't know where that came from. I was like, I'm just gonna aim for a mid 340, and then I looked at the lap times. I was like, wait a minute, I'm on pace when I got to lap 2, because Goof had said I'm being generous and giving you a 339, and he was obviously joking. But I looked at my lap 2 time, and after with my lap 1, I was like, wait a minute, all I have to do is get a low 112. I can do that. That's not the worst to do for a lap time. And then I think I caught fire before the finish line anyways, so ended up being good heat anyways. But yeah, it was a good race. Although the Doug Derby pick, I felt like I had been prepared for that last year, but apparently I haven't practiced that.
Yeah, it looked like your angle towards the climb wasn't really well practiced, and that's what made you lose essentially.
Yeah, I kept having to back up and go back to the wall because I kept missing the face that I wanted to be on. It was not so hot. But, it is what it is. At least I knew to pick Nibuki, because big spreadsheet of stuff. It's useful.
I gotta ask, on your practice on Doug Derby, the skip, it looked really messy. Do you guys feel that by doing the practice, did it feel better for you? Did you feel more prepared for the actual race?
I just kind of wing Doug Derby, so I just get into the mindset while practicing. And when you can get it once, you can kind of get the feel of it again, I feel.
All I had to do with practice was remember the checkpoints that I have in my head for Doug Derby, how to do a couple things. Like the turnaround and making sure that you don't stay over the spline and you go into that little out of bounds area between the two splines, so that way you don't stay on the bad spline and unload the track. And doing just those little things. I just needed to remind myself of those mental notes. And then I was like, okay, if I can at least nail the skip 3 times, I'm giving myself a chance. And that's all my mindset was for it. So it may not have made me faster necessarily, but I think it allowed me to get the 3 skips out of 3 without failing it or unloading the track or whatever. Because you noticed if you watched my practice, I actually did mess it up multiple times.
You both did, actually.
Yeah, I missed it more times than I got it in practice. So that was I just needed those checkpoints to not do that.
Yeah,
did you like the Mangaza pick?
I was about to bring your picks up, actually. No, I didn't.
I know
I
you
think
did.
I think you were both sandbagging your pig band face mostly. So yeah, that was funny.
I knew you were going to say that you didn't like Mongaza, but I had a reason for picking it. So, just let me explain.
Okay.
Mongaza is always the pick for underdogs because they hope the person who's winning or is going to hope like would most likely win makes mistakes or dies or goes too aggressive, etc., right?
Mm-hmm.
So my thought was, I know for a fact that I have done way too much Mongaza Speedway, and I was practicing it earlier today because of that like thought of like, okay, what if because he's the underdog and he doesn't want to pick that, because I know most like Goof probably wouldn't want to pick that. King Bean Dip probably wouldn't want to pick that, right? They're just not generally going to pick Mongaza as the underdog. So if they're not ready for it, what if I reverse the role and just surprise them with it? Because it's not something I would be expected to do.
I see.
But that was just a thought.
I didn't expect Mongaza.
It was just a surprise factor. And I mean, I can't complain about a 39-8. I think that's the second 39-8 I've gotten this year. I've only gone to Mongaza twice, and I think I've gotten it both times.
Well,
think.
I still think you were both sandbagging your pig band face, but I don't blame you. I know why.
Double limb, man. You know how it is.
I would have still been I would have liked to see some crazy picks. I mean, okay. To be fair, the
Duck Derby is pretty
Duck Derby,
crazy.
yeah, the Duck Derby with the band pots, that was pretty cool. Also, I called you a pot pick, by the way. I saw it coming.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was pretty cool. That's true. But I expect to see some even crazier stuff in the double LM.
Yeah, if we match up again, I'm gonna bring some more stuff.
I was about to talk about that because
we're not guaranteed to match up.
Well, at the moment, if you both win your first match, you're gonna meet in winner semis again.
No. Wouldn't it be King Bean Dip?
Oh, wait. Oh, yeah,
Should
Group A
should
and
be King Bean and Goof, yeah.
Wait a second. Yeah, the groups in Challenge are switched around, even though it should be the other way around.
I have the picture on hand. Let me send it to you real quick.
Yeah, I mean, I have it open on Challenge, but I think the problem on Challenge was that we had the lower group be the upper group for some reason, because it had 6 people in it. So I don't know how exactly you want to do it, or if you just want to keep doing it like this, or if you want to swap it.
I don't know how that's going to get changed, but there's how the bracket will look. I posted it in the thing for you. So if since I'm going to be seed 1, I'm going to be facing the winner of seeds 8 and 9, which are both going to be from group 2. But if both Goof and King Bean win their first match against their group 2 opponents, then they will face off in winner semis, and I will face off against the winner of Yam and Metallica.
I see. Yeah, so the first seed is quite valuable in this case.
Yeah,
like it has been the last 2 years.
When you're getting rid, like when it's basically like a strong top 3, quote unquote. Obviously, the top like 5 to 6 players are all really, really strong. But when you have like a central 3 of the tournament that are like doing really good, if you can avoid being on the side as another one of them, it's always beneficial.
Yeah, for sure. And even though Yam and Metallica are really damn good, I think there's still a noticeable gap between the top 3 and Yam and Metallica. But they're coming closer for sure.
Oh yeah, they're always hot on the heels, and if you have a bad day, you could easily lose. So I'm not gonna take it as like a free win, that's for sure. I'm gonna be prepared. But yeah, GG's again, Goof on the match and getting 3rd overall. I mean, coming into your first tournament, you had to deal with King Bean and I, which is not a good set of like players to have to deal with.
Yeah, and groups as well.
Yeah, I think King Bean is the player who has the most tournament matches overall, actually.
Yeah.
So it's quite a tough opponent, especially on a good day.
That man is terrifying. I barely beat him. I squeaked out that win. Whew. But yeah.
You won it. You won the group. But now the real thing starts. So
yep. Double M gonna be coming, and it's coming in hot.
Do any of you still have anything to add?
I'm glad I got 2 points.
I would have been surprised if you didn't. I was going into I came into this match expecting to lose at minimum 2 matches. Or 2 races, I mean. So I'm not surprised that you did, but I am happy that you did too. Especially given that start, either one of us could have just had a horrendous day the whole time. I was kind of expecting us to just fall apart the whole match after those first 2 races.
I mean, it couldn't have got worse, to be honest.
Yeah, it's legitimately hard to fall from that position when you usually do significantly better than that. Like, there's just not a lot lower in terms of what we could have done. But yeah, I'm happy that it didn't go that way. And race 6 is still better than alternatives, except for race 7 would have been fun. I mean, I could have easily lost my own pick there, but you know, that's all right. Well, I'm sure you guys will have some more race 7s in your future, including you, Zalaskalar. I mean, you're going to be the number 6 seed, which means that you will be most likely going up against actually Goofbrush. So, like, if you win your race against the 11th seed, then you would be going up against Goofbrush, and I really look forward to that match. So do me a favor, Zalaskalar, and get there.
I am going to practice. After seeing this race, I will practice now.
Well, you're a fearsome opponent, Zalaskalar. Don't undercut yourself, but you do need to practice for Goof for sure.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I meant.
Yeah. Goof is a great player, and once he gets used to the tournament, he's going to be rocking people's worlds. But yeah, it was a fun match. I look forward to watching it back the instant that this stream ends.
Same.
Oh yeah, I'm sure you're gonna be repeating the first 2 races over and over again.
Might be punching
I think
holes in the
I'll-
wall, but
I think I'll skip those two.
understandable. But yeah, I think
Yeah.
that's everything I got.
Well played, guys. That was fun to watch, fun to commentate.
Yep.
And thanks to Laskala for joining me on comms. It was fun to do it with you. All right, then thanks everybody for watching. Thanks Speed Gaming for hosting. And we will see you next time. And until then, may the force be with you.
Yep, thanks guys. May the force be with you.
Yep. Take care.